welcome to another episode of Out of Stand Nation. Hopefully, you're doing well, keeping inside, keeping your sanity. If not, then you'd be joining us because we're pretty crazy ourselves. So,
dude, I've lost sanity for a while now. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, you talk as if you already had sanity to begin with. So,
very true, very true. I don't think I've had it for years now.
Same. But that's the reason why the three of us work so well together. So,
you calling me insane?
Yeah.
Oh wow! All right.
Well, I mean, you're the Nugu masochist, so you know.
Yep. If you weren't crazy before you joined us, you would have been crazy because of us.
Can't even argue it. So anyway,
on to our first piece, Apink. It's been over a year since Apink's last comeback.
Has it been a year?
With, from last year, January.
Oh wow.
Yep. They do about a comeback a year now.
Yeah.
Because they're further on in their careers. They're doing other stuff. They do dramas. They do TV shows and whatnot. So, they're back and they're just showing off that they still have not lost that after all these 9 years of being active.
It's crazy. It's been 9 years.
Mm-hmm. So this song, this music video, Dumhdurum. Nick, go.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't this.
But it wasn't this.
It definitely was not this.
But the question is it a good unexpected or bad unexpected?
It's a good unexpected.
Right.
I think it's a great change up from what we've been hearing recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because we had that kind of like mini kind of revival of soul funk-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And this takes it very much back to, I can't really say normal because K-pop doesn't have normal, but for lack of a better term, what you would expect would be normal.
Yeah, kind of going back to like a more normal pop sound.
Yeah.
It does have some like disco elements in there, I think.
What you're hearing is older Latin influence. Like,
okay.
So you're hearing it was around like maybe late 90s Latin kind of influence.
Okay.
It's not Mumbaton or anything like that, but it's definitely kind of in that kind of same general soundstage. It's older Latin.
And, it still does kind of have some of the a little bit of that character that you're used to from Apink from their last two comebacks with and I'm So Sick.
Right.
So if you've heard those, because those are songs I actually really loved a lot as well, and so when I heard this song, I was like, okay, you still got some of that Apink flavor in there.
Yeah.
But it still feels fresh. It doesn't feel recycled or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right.
And like you said, because of what we've been hearing so much in the whole K-pop space.
Yep.
This kind of feels like it does feel like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I definitely think this song definitely came out at the right time. It's also really convenient, and they might have planned this. I don't know how forward thinking they are, but a revival of this like late 90s, early 2000s Latin has recently started in pretty much Southern America and Latin America as well. We kind of started shifting back to this more Latin sound, and it happens. Right. And so I don't know if that was also forward thinking by them, but definitely well planned out if it was.
Right.
Yeah. So the song and the instrumentation, the vocals, I felt like a lot of it was just really, at least for me anyways, it was really, it really grabbed me.
Mm-hmm.
And just paired with the visuals. So the visuals, right, it was very chic. That was one of the best ways like one word descriptions I would have for it. Between like what they were wearing, right, their costumes and whatnot. Right. And the set design, they were definitely going with some high fashion there.
Yeah, I mean,
with the sound to match.
Mm-hmm. I mean, with with how the visuals are, if the color wise, it was very interesting. Like the choice in everything was very chic, but the color palette seemed very much like a callback to, in my opinion, to earlier Apink.
Yeah, it was very retro. Yeah, to earlier Apink, and you also get some of the 70s, 60s
right
feel too, with not just the color palette, but also like what we were wearing. Especially like the opening scene as she was walking through, right? I mean, I thought it was very well done. Like it was such a high production quality.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And if you guys haven't watched it yet, go watch it because it's wow. And then you can also, when you're listening to it, you can also hear the maturity over the years that they've been in the industry too. Because I remember like when I was listening to some of their songs from their earlier years, they were a little bit higher pitch, but now they're kind of more I can't think of another word other than mature. It's because it's deeper. It's more it's got more feminine power kind of deal.
Yeah, there's a lot of weight in their voice.
Yeah, that's the word. You see,
I got you.
Right? I don't got the musical know-how. That's why I got Nick.
You know, I think that's another reason why too. With this song, you know, we're used to hearing a lot more higher voices, a lot more youthful voices, right? And having this more mature sound is another good break. Is another reason why a song feels fresh.
Right.
Yeah. They also did really great with the vocal contrast, because this, I don't know the members of this group, but there are a few members that have really, really high just natural vocal pitches. And they did a great job balancing that between people that have kind of lower vocal pitches or that are singing a lot lower. Because usually people with those high vocal pitches can't hit the kind of low notes that like maybe a tenor could.
Yeah.
Right.
Because usually those people that have those really high voices are usually like sopranos or high sopranos. They can hit really high notes, stuff like that. So I think they did a great job with balance as well in the song. You know, you don't want somebody, if it's a mature sound like this, you don't want somebody that has a naturally high voice singing pretty much the entire song, because it's not it's just not going to feel right.
Yeah, I mean, for this song, is there even, do you guys have like a what kind of criticism or anything like you may have for the song?
Criticism
or a music video?
I mean,
I really don't have much myself at all.
If I had to get picky, then the only thing I could really criticize is the repetition without change. So you see it. There are a few groups in K-pop that can do repetition without change and make it work, but usually that's because while the singers aren't changing, the instrumentation is. It just really didn't happen in this song at all. You know, the third chorus, which is usually a change, was repeated. And I mean, I don't know how many choruses are in this song. I didn't really count, but I think there's 3 or maybe 4. But the only group right now, or that I could in the past as well, really do a repetition without much change was Twice.
Yeah, and you know, for this song and for Twice, right? You guys hear me say a lot too for when I talk about other songs where I may complain about it being musically bland because it's repetitious, whatever. For this song, I think it works. For me, it works anyways, because even the repetition, even though it's a repetition, it's still interesting enough where even though I've heard it again, I feel like I'm still discovering new aspects of it that I didn't hear from the first one, that I didn't pick up on from the first time around.
Right.
So,
and
yeah, it's complex enough, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with that. for me, it's the repetition. Usually when songs are repetitious, and this applies to pretty much everything with a high amount of repetition, it becomes more background music for me.
Yes.
Like,
yes, I mean,
usually, usually I listen to songs while we're talking, and usually I just give it another listen through so I can catch certain things, and then I turn it off. I've listened to the song the entire time, and it hasn't bothered me once.
Yeah, and it kind of, I'll use lo-fi as another example. Right? Lo-fi is very repetitious, but it's also not very complex. So for a lot of songs that you hear me where I say like, I thought it was very musically bland, it's because of that, where it's not very musically complex, and on top of that, it's thrown into a loop in the background. So
all right.
So for the music video, or what about you? What you having?
I mean, for me, there's not very many complaints. I don't have a lot of problems. I guess if I have to say something I wasn't a fan of, was probably the over complexity of some of the items to try to make the girls look more mature. I mean, don't get me wrong, the girls are already very mature, especially considering how old each member is and how long they've been in the industry. I don't feel like they should have added too much like jewelry or whatever, but having it a little bit simplified. But I also see how having all that extra stuff makes it work a little bit better.
Right.
But I don't see that as a major complaint. It's just me nitpicking. If you really want me to nitpick.
So what I'm hearing here is both the song and the music video, we have to really nitpick to find anything wrong with it.
For the most part,
yeah.
Because I think that just really is a testament to how well this group is able to produce a song and a music video.
Right.
Again, 9 years in the industry, so
they've put in the work, and not only that, but both them and the company have been together for 9 years. So the company generally knows how the girls have grown, how the girls have matured, and what kind of styles work best, or not best, but at least decently well for them. And that comes from being around, working with them in not just music, but in like the different fields with commercials, acting, YouTube videos, whatever.
Because one of the members is also a game streamer as well.
Yeah.
I forgot which one.
Yeah.
So, they have an established brand, an established identity, established image, and it's like, it kind of reminds me of like JYP, right? Because he's got an established brand and an established image. He can do basically what he wants. They can do what they want, and know that it'll work because they're already established.
Right.
Because I don't see much other groups that could kind of really get away with doing a song like this, and a music video.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because it does play to each member's strengths too. Like, you'll notice how, like, visually it'll try to focus on like the ones who are on YouTube a little bit more, who are on visuals, on commercials, or acting a little bit more. But then vocally it'll focus on the members that have pursued like solo parts too. So it's playing to each member's strengths a lot more, especially from their individual works, and bring them together has really been shown through this music video.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, go check out the song. It was topping charts in Korea. Soribara and I forgot what other charts. That was like one of them. So, you guys ready to move it on?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, Nick, take us into this next one, because I know it's a group that you love.
Yeah, so the next one is GirlKind's Future, and that came out April 13th, and currently has, combined between their channel and Super Sound Bugs, has collectively about 60 or 70,000 views.
Okay, that was not what I was expecting for views.
Yeah.
I was expecting a bit more, so.
So was I. especially because like the whole fandom like wanted to stream the song on GirlKind's official channel, but it's not been working out as well as we thought. So, or the fandom is a lot smaller than we thought. So,
right.
That is that. This is GirlKind's first single album.
Is it?
Yes, I believe so.
Wow.
They had their subunit, which had an album, a mini album, and then other than that,
before that was digital singles, right?
And I'm pretty sure before that was digital singles. At least that's the only physical album I have, and I'm pretty sure I have everything they've released so far. And this is a 4-member comeback. Sunjae had is on hiatus technically as well as she finishes college.
Okay.
So that is pretty much all of that.
Jihoon, since you were the last one to listen to it, probably from all of us, or to join us since
most recent to listen to it.
Oh yeah.
So, GirlKind, his future, this song, as the name states, right, it's got a futuristic concept to both the music video and the song itself. It's got not future funk, but it's future something song.
It's very cyberpunk concept.
Yeah,
musically. So what they're not saying. So what they're avoiding saying is that the MV is not great. The company's evidently on a low budget.
It's not bad, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the MV itself wasn't bad. The MV was fine.
It's
the song.
No, for
me it's a song.
For you, it was a song. Okay.
Yeah. And even I can't even really say so much as the song itself. I think the song could have worked. I'm not sure if it's because there's something to the mixing,
right?
And also with the vocal delivery. So for the mixing, it sounds like they're trying to kind of do what Luna does, where they have the musical accompaniment and the vocals kind of like in the same line. But it somewhere with the auto-tune or something like along the way, it made their vocals sound kind of tinny. I couldn't at first. I was wondering, like, did they over compress the audio for this video? Because it sounds like a really highly compressed music file, like MP3, or if it was just mixed that way. So I was just kind of wondering about that.
Right.
And then,
as for low sound quality, I'm pretty sure they mixed it for low quality headphones.
So kind of going back to like what we heard from certain like J-pop songs.
Yep.
And
yeah.
So there's that aspect to it, and another aspect is with the vocal delivery. So it seems like there's, well, at least to me anyways, it feels like there's a inconsistency with the vocal delivery. Certain members were really good with delivering their vocals and painting their character and emotion into their vocals. Other members, Jikang, she was the first one that I noticed right away that it kind of just felt like she was singing, like she was just singing the song but not really putting herself into it and not putting her emotion into it.
Yeah, I mean, Jikang is a rapper, so
that's why
there is some behind that. Jikang is their primary rapper. She's, I think her actual official roles is rapper or lead rap or main rapper, sub vocalist.
Okay. She's a sub vocalist and she was singing all that?
Yeah.
That's why. Okay.
Okay, so
don't quote me on the sub rapper or sub vocalist, but I'm pretty sure she's a sub vocalist.
Okay.
She always raps in pretty much all of their music. She rarely sings.
Okay.
And it's not to say that she was awful. I'm not saying that she's awful. It's just that if you're like me, where you sit down and you listen to a song and you just focusing on the song and let yourself get immersed into it,
yeah,
you're gonna pick up on those things. But if you're the type of person who puts this music to the background while you do other things, you're probably not gonna notice.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah. So, for me, I actually did like this song. I honestly did. My biggest problem would be the video part. Because they were trying to do the whole futuristic cyberpunk kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't executed very well. Like, it reminded me very much of how I want to say the early 70s to 80s would imagine the future.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel it.
Yeah.
GirlKind's official positions doesn't even include a vocalist.
Oh, good to know.
No.
But yeah, no, it reminded me of the early 70s to 80s where they thought like all the shirts would have lights and flashing all the time.
What about this? Remember 21's was it Fire? Their space version?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kind of like that too, right?
A little bit, but a little bit lower budget.
Yeah.
I mean,
and this isn't to knock on the quality of the video. I also understand like this is a new group, okay?
Mm-hmm. From a smaller label.
Smaller label. There might not be enough funding to create like a high budget compared to if we wanted to say Apink or
right. So that's
or Blackpink.
Or Blackpink.
Right.
Or
so that's
whatever.
So that's where it gets weird because I don't know if you guys remember when XJR released their songs, but they were relatively high budget. I mean, like it was fully shot. You know, it was shot well, multiple locations, 2 MVs.
Right.
And I mean,
this was the actual quality of the video. Like
it was also just high quality,
on.
much more high quality video. And when they released Sorry, that was relatively high quality, had actors, whole 9 yards, and even back to Fancy. Fancy was pretty high quality as well. I think a lot of this comes down to the fact that they haven't been making their money back on MVs, probably.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, I mean, they got really big numbers of views with Fancy. I mean, that was like 700,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty impressive for a new group.
Yeah, on a debut as well. So they did really well with that, and then they released Sorry, which was definitely much more high quality. And then if you look at it over time, the quality's just kind of been degrading as they've been getting less and less views.
Yeah.
And so I think this is definitely their way to cut costs. Some things there are some things in the MV that did that they did not cheap out on. I can't speak today. Such as, for example, the robotic arm that they used to shoot some shots. I mean, that literally repeats movements with a camera. Right. And even renting one of those is not cheap.
No.
They also, even though they promoted on Super Sound Bugs, they did do a performance on Music Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not cheap.
It isn't.
And so I think that's where they were kind of balancing their costs. They were kind of throwing it in between, having a high quality MV and not promoting, or promoting and having a lower quality MV.
Yeah, which I get. I'd honestly choose promoting over a higher quality MV.
Right. Also, one thing I just now noticed while I'm kind of rewatching it, they did a dance break, and I don't know how wise that was, considering their main dancer is currently on hiatus.
The dance break
was rough. It was rough.
I didn't notice it. Thinking back, I did not notice it.
You'll go back and watch it, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I see it. But
I did, but no, I ended up focusing more on the song, and again, while it wasn't the highest quality produced for the song, I still honestly did like it. I think it really did take me back to like songs from around the 80s that tried to
be futuristic.
Yeah.
And
it's not bad.
Like my biggest nitpick with if they had to do anything, and I very, very rarely, I don't think I've ever recommended this, is that they pick up a stronger vocalist.
I really don't think you've ever recommended something like that.
I almost never recommend member changes inside of groups. Now, adding a member is a lot different than taking out members of groups. Right. And I won't ever recommend somebody take out a member of a group.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But adding somebody that can do a high note is going to be... Because if you look back at all their MVs, they never... The main vocalist... Okay. Main vocalist called Medic Jin. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway. And Medic Jin never doesn't really hit high notes. I don't think she really has the vocal range for it. And it's evident that the change in the modulation in this song was to make the high notes sound higher.
Yeah. And you know, for this song, because it's kind of got more of a subdued sound to it, you know, the other two vocalists were fine. They were just, and I think
yeah.
So, you know, you see with other groups, right, and some of the songs they put out where the fandom may complain like, oh, the line distribution was so unfair. So and so member only had 20 seconds worth of lines, whatever. I think for this song, it may have been better if they just kind of left with a more unequal distribution away from the weaker vocalists.
I definitely agree. In that sense, it would have made for a stronger song.
Right.
I think this is also them making fair line distributions. I think a lot of this, the company sees the backlash they get, and they take it more as an insecurity rather than a building point. Because like the high notes, the modulation was random, didn't really have a 7-chord to lead into it. And even in their performances, Medic Jin doesn't even hit the high note in the performances. She sings actually the under chorus. You know, and I mean, I think a lot of their fair line distribution comes from the fact that a lot of people didn't know that Ellen was added to the grouping. They couldn't re-record for Fancy, and so a lot of people complained that she got no line time.
I think for their next comeback, if the company spent a little bit more time trying to figure out the girl's strengths, that would work a lot better. Because there was a lot of potential for this that the company didn't try to play the strengths to, and they tried to just go with whatever the backlash that they got from previous music videos and cater to what the fans wanted, even though that what fans wanted may not work for them.
Right. Yeah, sometimes they're, you know, fans, while fans should always be right, fans aren't always right, you know. Right. And there's a lot of mixed opinions, you know. Some fans might want you to do A, while some fans think A is a bad idea, do B. And so trying to cater to the fandom is very hard. You can build up a group and let the fandom conform to the group.
Right.
But
yeah,
because these girls are like, just listening to them, they are talented. And seeing them, they do show a lot of potential. The problem is that because there feels to be a lot more fan input for this, especially this comeback, compared to other groups, it's not working. The fan input isn't working.
Yeah, and a lot of that now, and a lot of that makes a lot of like them taking the hate comments kind of into consideration.
Right.
Makes a lot of fans worried, because a lot of fans are now saying, or a lot of they don't mean it this way, but a lot of fans are now saying, like, you know, what happens if this one bombs? Is the group done? Because this is a steep dropping in song quality from their subunit.
Right.
And I mean, their make star for this comeback isn't even done yet. They had to extend it by a month to reach 100%.
Ooh.
So like, there's like 21, 22 days left on their make star, because they actually had to contact make star and extend the date by a full month. It was supposed to be done a couple days ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I know it sounded like I was crapping all over the song and the music video. I really didn't intend to sound that way.
Right.
Yeah. I still give a recommendation to at least check out the song. And I wanted to like the song a lot more. I still don't think it's like a terrible song,
right,
by any means. Like Aura said, there was a lot of potential there with the song.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, if this song wasn't your kind of style, I'd say check out some of the other songs. Because honestly,
Sorry is really good.
Yeah, some of the other songs are, I believe, show off their talents a lot better.
Yeah, and they are a versatility group, so this is not like their normal like style. They've done a ton of different kind of styles. So they even have like a kind of trap song. So
yeah.
So I guess now's a good point to us to just start moving on to the next one. So
the next one it's gonna be great.
So Aura, take it away.
All right. Wait.
Aura's taking it away.
I'm just realizing I'm taking it away, but Nick has the most. But whatever. 1-2 Doll has just released a music video, "Ordinary Day," and this is something that I feel like Nick has the most investment over in 2 different ways, both musically and visually.
Definitely. So, I saw this on their VLive, and it was posted, by the way, today, April 18th. So there's not a lot of views yet.
Go watch
Currently on their VLive, I don't know how many views their VLive has, or SIS's VLive has, but Yodudal posted it, or it's posted on XX Entertainment's. It's posted on their YouTube. Currently, that only has 627 views, so I think there's a lot more on their VLive.
Okay.
But yeah, and on top of that, the main actress in this MV is actually a member of SIS, which for those that I'm sure already know, they're my alt group, and that is Gaio, who is she's a member of it. She's great. Anyway, I gotta stop myself from going on a tangent. So anyway,
go on a tangent. We don't care.
But yeah, so as far as the actual song is concerned, I mean, I loved it. I thought it was exactly kind of what I needed right now. You know, I mean, stuck in the house, I can't really do much, and so this kind of like very chill, I mean, Yodudal indie vibe that they always have is really just kind of something I've been really wanting to hear.
Yeah, and just to kind of butt in a bit, for those of you who don't know, they're a duet. So
yes,
it's two vocalists. They have, like Nick just said earlier, they have a very indie feel to them. So it's kind of like Bull 4 back before they really started blowing up and kind of going more mainstream with their sound. If you're familiar with the Beachy as well, like if you love Bull 4, especially from back in the day, if you love the Beachy, then yes,
you're gonna love them.
Yodudal gets a very strong recommendation, especially including for myself as well. The song, I agree, I loved it. Their vocal timbre, right? Like their vocal quality, right? Really hits the spot.
Yep. They also balance each other really well because one of them,
they have that contrast,
is much more powerful, and then the other one has a much more airy voice.
Yes.
And so they Yedim and Niall balance each other really well. Also, to add on to the whole like they're a duet thing, they're also songwriters. So most of what they write, I think all of what they write, is actually written by themselves, and they have a hand in production.
Okay.
So yes, because like the way the song started off, right, with that kind of weightier vocals.
Yep.
And then coming from that, you had the contrasting like wispier vocals. Like I love that. I like 30 seconds in, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna love this song.
Yep.
The musical accompaniment is just straight up piano, and erect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this song, it's the complexities are in the subtlety of the musical accompaniment.
Right.
Again, right, the piano, but where the song really comes alive is in their vocal delivery.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And they had a bit of a hiatus, so it's really nice to see them back to making these kind of songs. There's no better time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really great to hear from them again.
Yep.
I also think they did a really great job balancing they did a great job balancing vocal quality. They also did a really great job choosing who gets to sing where.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like for example, the Softer Times, where there is basically only a very, very light piano.
Mm-hmm.
They're choosing to elect a more powerful vocalist for those.
Yeah.
Right.
And the song is very emotional too.
It is. They did a great job inflicting that feeling of longing inside of their song. Because I don't know if you guys have seen the lyrics, but
yeah, it's a song of so the title "Ordinary Day," right?
Yep.
It's a song of wanting to kind of going back to normal after a breakup, heartbreak.
Yep.
You know, you just want to get back to your daily life or a normal daily life.
Yep.
That longing for normalcy, and it kind of also works too with what's going on in the road today.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of spin that. Besides, like, take away the heartbreak, you kind of just want to go back to normalcy, right?
Right.
So
yeah, I think also definitely inside of the lyrics, they go through a lot of emotions. There's even a point in this song where they're singing, and the lyrics just convey like a sense of anger, and a sense of being trapped almost, because you can't stop like thinking about this person, who was inside of the relationship, and having that kind of emotion and putting that kind of emotion forward, all of a sudden is very difficult as a singer. But they did a great job. They really conveyed that emotion well.
Yeah. I mean, visually and all that, it shows all the same aspects you've been talking about. I think you guys are gonna hate me for this. You guys are really gonna hate me for this. I just couldn't get into it. I just really couldn't get into it.
because Aura has no heart.
Or it doesn't like K-pop.
I'll agree to... Okay, I will agree I have no heart, okay? But I will not agree to to how you guys keep on saying...
He almost said the fact.
Got him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not agreeing to me hating K-pop. I will agree that I have no heart. Like, the song was good. It just didn't grab me as well as I would hoped.
I mean, that's an ongoing thing too. As we've been recording these episodes, you don't get grabbed by emotional songs, emotional deliveries. Those type of songs just don't reach you.
There's very few that do. Very few. And
I mean, there's only one that I can remember, and that was like one of Amber Lou's songs.
Amber's songs usually does.
But I think that has to do with the fact that you're more emotionally invested into Amber Lou herself as artist.
There's that, and then there's also like Kim Jong-kook. His music really, when he does emotional songs, those get me too.
Right, but because you have that familiarity with the artist.
Right. So
if they're artists that you're not familiar with, you're probably not going to get
emotionally invested in. Yeah. So I when it comes to songs like these, I need that emotional investment. I need to know a little bit more about the artists themselves and where they came from. Because not knowing like a lot about the artist and where they came from and how they came to this song, I'm not going to be as into it.
Right.
And it's not to say that it's a bad song or it was done poorly. I will say that it was done really well. Everything was really good. Like, the quality is amazing. It's just that it didn't grab me.
Yep. I can definitely understand that. As someone that knows like kind of how 1-2 formed, it definitely does give me like a sense of attachment. Because 1-2 actually, it wasn't a company put together group.
Okay.
They originally, so Niall had known Yedim for a while. And when Niall got signed to XX, she said, "You signed me, but I'm not going to sing with anyone other than Yedim.
Okay.
So if you don't sign her, I'm not singing." And XX was like, "Well, you're fine," because originally she was meant to be a soloist. And she was like, "Well, you're fine by yourself, but I think you'd be a lot better together with Yedim." And so they kind of formed that group, and Yedim wasn't signed at the time. So, and I think they found each other through a show or something. But anyway, so
yeah, I don't know their backstory. I'm not like as into them as Nick is, but you know, with a lot of these artists, and I'm always discovering new artists like every week or so. I don't know. For me, I guess it's because I am so much more weighted towards vocals. That I pick up on those more easily. So
yeah, because I'm more visual, I have to find another way to get emotion invested. That's why like X1, Eyes One, Twice, like I am incredibly emotionally invested in those groups. All those games, the survival shows. And then,
I mean, I definitely understand that as someone that is also invested into survival show groups.
Yeah.
I can definitely understand the emotional investment there. I went through the same things when I was watching From Miss 9 actually go on to idol school.
yeah.
For the like few episodes I watched, especially Momoland. And fighting Momoland, right? That was a train wreck. And so watching those survival groups form definitely gives you a serious emotional attachment to that.
Right. Or even for me, there's variety shows too. I unfortunately haven't had a chance to find some variety shows that got me attached. Like for SNSD, was a little bit different. It was through variety shows with AKB that got me interested in them. But then with some other groups like Sistar, for example, it was Running Man or 2 PM Running Man.
Yeah, but see, like that's kind of going back to the whole idol artists versus like traditional artists, because idols will make appearances on variety shows and whatnot. Traditional artists don't.
Right.
So you would never get into traditional artists.
Well, there's
based off of how you are.
I wouldn't say that's always the case, because some traditional artists do go on variety shows too sometimes.
But very rarely. So yeah. So now that we've ridden that tangent, I think it's a good time to move on to our next one that we've all been seriously excited for.
Yeah, one that we're all heavily invested into.
Highly invested into.
Shoot.
So, CRAVITY. No, I'm not talking about Crazy's fandom.
I knew you were gonna go there too.
You really had to pull that one, huh?
Absolutely. So, CRAVITY showing us a amazing debut with their music video, "Break All the Rules." Alright guys, fanboy mode, engage, go.
4 X1 boys.
No, two
Four produced.
Four
produced boys.
Four produced, 2 X1.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's so good seeing them all like sing again, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And not only that, but with a high quality song like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like high quality song and video.
Yes, because like one of the first things I thought of was like okay, yes, they're showing off that big D energy. But they're not overdoing it. You know, like how Super M did with dropping, like, they were just so over the top with that, with like the helicopters and sports cars and like all those action scenes and like they're really going full hand with the dropping. But for this, I feel like this is much more digestible for me. Like I loved it. You know, it was just like
I mean, I wouldn't compare it to Super M, just because Super M is made up of a lot of members who are extremely popular because of the background. I'm not talking about who the members are. I'm just talking about the fact that they overdid it. They really overdid it with Super M. Mm-hmm. This one, you know, they weren't trying to go over the top. You know, I mean, for one, they're a debut group. Yeah, too. Imagine a rookie debut group coming in on a helicopter. It's like
swap, like if you swap the music video concepts, and people would be like, oh, whatever, you guys are like you guys need to be taken down a notch. Like, come on now.
Right.
Who do you think you are?
I also think it's cool that like there's enough rep for the other members inside of CRAVITY that the Produce Boys aren't gonna just totally overshadow everyone else.
No, they I thought they did a really good job balancing the line distributions and their screen time.
Right.
Definitely, yeah. Because I mean, we have like Alan Ma, right?
I was about to say Alan Ma, yeah.
Who I mean, he was on like Stray Kids Survival Show.
Okay.
You know,
what? Yeah.
And so he was a former JYP trainee. So I mean, and I think a couple other members have been to like dance academies and stuff like that. So I mean, like, there's definitely a lot of rep for the other members as well, which is really good. That's a really hard thing when you put a Produce member from any of the shows inside of a group.
Right.
Yeah. Are they going to overshadow the other members? If you put like someone that ranked, I don't know, like 16th in Produce, and then you put them in with three people that have never been shown to the media,
right,
it's going to become Miss A.
Yeah,
and that's a problem.
I mean, I think that's one of the biggest concerns about when Somi finished her time being on a Produce group, was she definitely shines incredibly as a solo artist, and she definitely shined a lot when she was in IOI. But because of how well she did, because of her popularity through 16 and the Produce series, she would have definitely outshined any other member she was in a group with. Which I think her going solo is the right route. With the members that went to Produce, especially the members who were part of X1, I also very much see that how they handled this music video and the song. They weren't overshadowing the members, and I think I'm hoping that the One-Its are taking it well, because obviously X1 does not.
Yeah. So, you know, let's talk about the song a bit. You know, this song, it's got power to it, right? It's a little bit of aggressiveness to it, but it's not like super hard and aggressive.
It's not super hard. It's definitely not super hard and aggressive.
Yeah.
And they did that well they did managing that well with the kind of vocal breaks. But one thing that I found really interesting is their use of unnatural chords in the song.
Right.
They were like, oh, this chord goes with this, but if we throw it with this, that doesn't make any sense, and then we make it work, so what? Who's gonna say we're wrong?
Right.
I was like, whoever like mixed and mastered this must have had a hard time because some chords are just inherently more powerful than others.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what makes ballads so great, is because they use minor chords.
Right.
But like they're throwing just chords all over the place, seventh chords, ninths, it doesn't matter, planing thirds everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you were to write this down in like sheet music, it would be torture, because it doesn't make any sense. But because they have so many voices, and because they have the ability to jump around all the place, because they're good vocalists,
mm-hmm.
it makes the song really flow really well.
Right.
Yes.
And it also that kind of all around kind of stuff they do with the chords gives it a lot of momentum, which is where you're seeing that, like that really powerful energy comes from the amount of momentum they're generating in the song.
Mm-hmm. And that takes me back to what I was about to say with the way that the song feels. Is it feels like kind of like a hype song that's pushing you along. Like it's like if you wanna like just kind of get yourself amped up, like this is a great song for that.
Definitely.
You can.
This is gonna go on my workout playlist.
Oh, this is definitely in my workout playlist, in my work playlist.
Yeah.
Anything where I got to do a bunch of stuff.
This is a really good song. I will say that my own like nitpick with this song is that visually it feels very typical. It's not that I'm saying it's bad. I'm just saying that it's not something that isn't done before. It's very similar to a lot of, especially for a debut. This is a very stereotypical male idol group debut video.
There was another boy group that debuted. Was it last month or the month before? And maybe not the same type of stage, but like the music video kind of felt similar.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, even MC&D had a similar concept style when they debuted.
Right.
Ice Age.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was that like, we're here, we know what we're doing kind of thing. I do also wonder now if CRAVITY's going to come back a month later.
Because we've been seeing that a lot. With,
as we've been seeing.
A month or two later, yeah.
So I wonder if we're going to have a comeback a month or two later. And honestly, I really like, it's crazy how they've taken like normally you do a comeback 6 months after your debut, 8 months, whatever, because you got to make it work, but you can't lower the quality of your debut. Mm-hmm. It's crazy how they've made it so that you come back a month after, but your MV quality and the quality of debut is not gone down whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, it's actually insane. Yeah,
because we've been seeing this with we first noticed it with Bandit last year.
Yeah, Bandit was the first one. We're like, what is happening? And BB.
BB was another one, right? And then we're seeing it with MC&D now, and then Signature. Like it's great.
Yep.
It's a great strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, definitely. And so I wonder if CRAVITY's also going to follow that, because I don't think we've really had Starship in the game for a debut
in a while.
Not for a while. No.
They haven't really been shelling out groups like all the other companies have been.
Right. Because was it Starship's other groups? Because for example, WJSN, Cosmic Girls,
right?
Managed,
but we also usually haven't seen really big entertainment agencies doing that. For example, ITZY and Everglow. They didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ITZY.
So that makes me wonder about CRAVITY, right? Is because Starship is no small company.
Right.
Yeah.
They aren't broke. I mean, they're quite literally up there. They're basically what everyone calls a tier 2 agency. Mm-hmm. I mean, you aren't one of the biggest agencies,
but you're still pretty big.
You're still there.
You're well known.
Yeah. People say Starship, and you know what you're talking about.
It just popped in your head like Starship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm
pretty sure even for casuals who don't really pay attention to labels. I'm pretty sure Starship would still be known amongst casuals.
Either they don't know the agency, or they know an artist. From Starship.
That is, or a former artist like Sistar.
Right.
Yeah. So that makes me wonder about that.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be exciting if they do, for real.
I would love it. I would absolutely love it.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, like the fandoms are already thirsty for more. So.
And I really wonder what their fandom name is going to be.
Oh no!
Because I mean, it's gonna be they imagine they name it Crazies.
They name it Crazies. Yes, I was about to say that. Imagine if they named it Crazy. Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Please, please do.
That'd be an awesome clapback.
Starship, please don't feed these two their desires.
I would love to see that as a clapback. Yes, we'll name our fandom Crazies. With an X.
Starship, please don't
listen. With an
X. Starship, don't listen to these two, please.
Starship, please feed us content.
Yes.
That is a whole world of content.
Give us what we want. Oh man.
Don't give them what they want.
And imagine like a collab too.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Man.
Crazy and CRAVITY collabing for Crazies and CRAVITYs.
There you go.
I feel like the group would forever be tied together. Like the two groups would forever be tied together.
Yes.
That would also give Crazy some serious serious boost.
Exposure.
Yeah,
they would definitely
in exposure.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you're gonna give me a headache with all these like hopeful like cross collabs and just switching their names and their fandoms. Like,
you guys ready to move on to our MV of the week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, go.
Wait, no, you're going first, cause
you're going
first.
Well, I still haven't picked yet between Apink and
but you
CRAVITY.
use us to pick for you.
Exactly.
You got to do the hard work for once.
Yeah, you gotta lift. You gotta lift for once.
No, but this is insanely hard. That's why I need your help.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Get on with it, June.
We're not your scapegoats for this episode.
How do I pick?
You're going to have to disappoint someone.
All right, I'll go with Apink.
All right.
Dumhdurum.
Okay. Or you want to go next? Now that June's done.
I'm gonna have to say Apink's da-da-dum. Da-da-dum. Do-do-do-dum. You know what? They made the title too hard for me to say, so Apink.
Fair enough. Well, I think mine was pretty much a given.
GirlKind future.
Yep, definitely. No, it is Yo Dudal's Ordinary Day.
Yeah.
You can't just put Gael in there and not expect me to pick that. They were cheating. That's cheating.
I was counting on Aura to pick CRAVITY too. So.
Nope.
CRAVITY no votes this week.
I know.
I'm sorry. Apink really pulled out all the stops.
They did really good.
They did amazing though. It really was amazing. Like, cause like what was it with all these songs, right, and all these videos, we had like legitimate complaints or small complaints about, or maybe one of them had like some major complaints, but Apink we had to nitpick. We had to nitpick to find stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. Okay.
Quick shots with Nick. Go.
Quick shots with Aura. Even though Aura doesn't have a single quick shot.
Right?
I know. This guy.
Alright. Hang on. Give me 1 second here. Okay.
He's pulling up his list, checking it twice.
Yeah, twice. This guy.
Yeah, I might have just lost one of them. So, so anyway, I'll just skip that one for now while I'm looking.
All
right. So, Loser is officially Big Bang's third group MV to surpass 200 million views.
Jeez.
And that is definitely an accomplishment.
Right?
Yes.
They did. I think they did. Did that? Let's see. Today, actually. Well, yesterday, Korea time, but April 18th.
Big Bang still showing that they're relevant. Thank you.
Definitely. And for the one that I skipped over because I lost it, Vix's, Ravi, and Eiley have released that they're collaborating. So they released at midnight, April 19th, midnight KST, that they were gearing up to release something together later this month, potentially early next month. But they said we could expect the collaboration April 28th at 6 p.m. KST. Go convert the time because I'm not doing that for you.
17-hour difference for Central Time. So.
Yep.
All right. So Apink released a video to fans for their commemorating their 9th year anniversary. 9 amazing years together. 9 amazing years in the K-pop industry. It was for their B-side album or B-side song "Moment," which is a song written by Apink member Chorong. So definitely go ahead and check it out.
I believe that's also a fan song, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
So back to you.
All right. Something I was really not expecting to be reading this week, because there was really no news about it beforehand. SM Entertainment and Naver have collaboratively launched a digital concert platform. So for those that are asking, what does that mean? Literally, they're going to be hosting concerts for people to join in from home. And a lot of this is because of the current situation in the world, where a lot of people are unable to leave their home, and also because it gets community interaction out there.
Right.
The first performance for the inaugural concert will be Super M, as to nobody's surprise. The live concerts streaming service Beyond Live, which is what it's named, will launch in mid-April, so it should be launching pretty much now-ish. Well, at the time you guys see this, it should be launched.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And yeah, so that is kind of how that is going to work.
Do you know if it's going to be international?
From what I understand, since it's a digital streaming service, it should be worldwide.
Well,
especially with Super M,
yeah,
because Super M is more international.
Yeah.
So long as you catch it, because it's real time.
Yeah.
So long as you catch it, it should be worldwide. Now, from what they said, they didn't say if it would be a paid or free service or anything of the sort yet. However, they did say there would be, and you take this as you will, but digital light sticks. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I'm just reading.
I mean, to be honest, I was kind of hoping for digital light sticks.
Digital light sticks. Let's go.
I guess I could see that working if they put like a gigantic screen in front of the performers, so that they can kind of see like the real time fan reactions.
Yeah.
Imagine them integrating VR into it too. So like you get the digital light sticks with VR, and you're just waving it. And the members can actually see like little avatars of you just waving it.
That'd be cool.
And it definitely seems like this is something that is also not exclusive to SM artists. SM obviously is the first group, but they said Naver's CEO said Naver will work with SM Entertainment to promote with the most influential global artists to further accelerate the global entertainment market based on the competitiveness of digital technology.
They said global in there 2 times, so it's got to be available worldwide.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, it's interesting that they said global artists, because that means that it could also be a thing that artists outside of Korea can also do. So we'll have to see what comes from that in the future.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap up this episode, guys.
All right.
All right. Anybody got any final words before I sign us off?
No.
Nothing.
All right. Thank you for watching. This has been Idlestan Nation. I forgot our own channel for a second. Anyway, let's try this again. Thank you for watching. This has been Idle Stand Nation. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Click that bell icon if you want to see when we post in the future. We have a Discord. Make sure you go join our Discord. We interact there pretty frequently. We also might post MVs that we talk about. What else? Twitter. Yep. So we have a Twitter. Make sure you go follow us there. We also post our videos there if you don't want to join our Discord, or do both, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. We will see you guys later. Bye bye.